to former Justice Department attorney, former Clarence Thomas Law Clerk John Yoo. John, it's safe to say, obviously, that's a definite yes vote for Brett Kavanaugh. Once confirmation vote is up, then what? How do you see the whole Kavanaugh thing going?
Well, it's interesting. I think that if anyone ought to be thanked by Brett Kavanaugh, it's Senator Harry Reid, who's no longer in the Senate. But Senator Harry Reid got rid of the filibuster for judicial appointments.
That's right.
So once upon a time, Democrats could have tried to put up a filibuster and block a vote on Judge Kavanaugh. Sorry, I don't want to speak prematurely. But I expect what will happen is he'll be passed out of committee on a party line vote, and then he'll get to the floor of the Senate. Now, the interesting thing is whether Kavanaugh gets more than just Republicans, because what he does is he puts some of the Democratic senators up for re-election in states that Trump won in a hard spot. People like Donnelly from Indiana, Manchin from West Virginia. I think they would have a very hard time voting against a candidate like Kavanaugh, who looks extremely well qualified, has no opinions on red-hot button social issues like gay marriage or abortion, and is exactly the kind of nominee that you would expect any conservative president to nominate.
You know, John, I'm wondering, obviously this removes the uncertainty of having an additional Republican vote that might have been in question, as Senator McCain was lingering. That's not the issue right now. So it does for Brett Kavanaugh, mean that he doesn't have to rely too much on that phenomenon you alluded to, getting, more Democratic votes. He could anyway. But do you see anything that could be problematic in this? Because the Republicans are still hoping to get this wrapped up this week, maybe get a vote on Friday out of committee. What do you think of that?
I think that's an ambitious schedule, but well within the realm of possibility. I think you make a good point, Neil, that when Senator McCain was ill and it looked like he might not be able to make it, Democrats might have had some hope. But as someone who's watched hearings going back all the way to Judge Bork is the first one I clearly remember well.
Right.
I don't think the Democrats really have their heart in it. Right now, if you were to go to a feed from the Senate Judiciary Committee chamber, Democrats are trying to delay the hearings by claiming there haven't been enough pages of documents. Now, you can fight about how many pages of documents. I think Kavanaugh's side has produced 500,000 pages of documents, more than, I think, the last 5 nominees combined. But that's not really a substantive issue. And if the Democrats are really fighting for delay and fighting over how many pages of documents have been produced from his White House service, it seems to me the Democrats in the Senate don't really have their heart in it, and they're trying to make a show of putting up a fight for their base, but they don't really have any ammunition the way they did with some other nominees in the past. And so I think they're going to just look like they're putting up a fight. They're not going to really try to stop Kavanaugh.
All right, so this raucous scene today where he's been interrupted quite a bit by protesters, and they seem to come in waves, which is a new way to get your point across. It's as if the protesters had planned this. All right, you're going to get thrown out. Then 10 minutes later, I'm going to pipe up. I'll get thrown out. And then down the line they go. I've never seen it so well coordinated. But what did you make of it?
Well, in Berkeley, we've got a lot of experience with these guys. I'm actually surprised they're not there and they're not here and they're all the way over there. But I'm sure they're back on the overnight red-eye flight to make it back here for tomorrow.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
We see like things like this all the time and these kind of protests. But again, if you're going to try to disrupt hearings like that, if you're going to interrupt the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, those are the kind of tactics you engage in when you're going to lose.
Yeah, but it is an American right to do so. For good or ill, it's a little disjoining, but it is what it is. John, it's always good. I learn a lot. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks, Neil.